I always felt the Kingdome was going to be a financial asset not only to the city and the region, but also to that community. And a very good friend and a person who was a longtime supporter of mine, Ruby Chow, was very opposed to it at that time. And I sat down with her, and I sat down with others in the community. I believe we diffused much of the acrimony, much of the opposition at the end, and it did turn out to really help. Wajimaya, for example, greatly benefited from all the influx of people and for all events. It wasn't just football or baseball. The very first event that opened up the Kingdome, I was there on the platform sitting next to Billy Graham, who was delighted to hear about my family background. He thought there was some hope for me. But those people were brought into that area and discovered it for the first time. It became a safer area. It was not completely safe before. And I believe it was a good move for both the community and for the greater Seattle area.
And so what kinds of negotiations actually went on?
Well, we just simply sat down. I was brought into the negotiations a couple of times to try to convince them, and also we did some public improvements. We put the park in. It's a wonderful little park. I don't know if you've ever been in there or not. Interestingly enough, there were divisions within the Asian community. The Chinese, the Ruby Chow faction, the Hing He faction, were quite at odds with some of the other members of the Asian community. It had always been Chinatown before. I still call it Chinatown. I mean, I can't. That's what it is to me. I don't call it International District. Although I suspect there maybe are more other Asian communities in there now than Chinese. I don't know. But I believe wound up with a pretty good conclusion.